Literally, actually, technically, basically, what do these adverbs mean and how do they change the meaning of sentences? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi there, thank you for checking out my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. If this is the first video you're watching from my channel, I make educational and motivational content. So if you don't want to miss any of my new uploads, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that bell icon. Now, like I said in the intro kanina, pag-uusapan natin yung mga adverbs na ito. Madalas ko rin silang ginagamit, especially if I want to point out certain parts of the sentence or if meron akong mga gustong i-focus o linawin o i-limit pagdating sa explanations ng mga bagay-bagay. But before we do that, just a quick little plug. If you want to help support this channel and our cause to democratize education in the Philippines, one way that you can do that is through buying our merch. Like this hoodie right here, yung Trying Hard hoodie natin. So if you want to get this for yourself or your friends, you can go and visit shop.teamlaika.com to get yours. Yung mga shirts, hoodies, caps, mugs, at iba pa na dinesign ko for this team. Sa mga kumuha na, maraming salamat. Sa mga bibili pa lang, maraming salamat din. And if you can't afford to do that right now, that's perfectly fine. This is just all of us, the entire team, pitching in to make sure that we can keep making more educational content for you, all right? And now that we have that out of the way, I'm going to switch over to my tablet. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, let's start yung lecture natin. This is part 1 ng discussion natin on adverbs of emphasis. Let's call them that. Pero balikan muna natin kung ano yung adverbs. Now, meron tayong video on the different parts of speech. Kung hindi nyo pa yung napapanood, ililink ko na lang din sa taas, sa i-button. So you can watch it on YouTube. Pero ang adverbs, specifically, they are words or phrases that modify or qualify an adjective, verb, or other adverb. So, ibig sabihin nun, kumbaga dinadagdagan niya ng panibagong description ito, whether it's a relation of place, time, circumstance, manner, cause, or degree. Mas maganda mamaya, pag may examples na tayo, mapapansin nyo ito. And specifically, yung adverbs of emphasis na tinatawag natin, which we'll discuss today, they give us an idea dun sa degree nung kanyang dinedescribe or minomodify na adjective, verb, or other adverb. Okay? Para siyang qualifier din. And yes, we have a discussion on qualifiers din. Ililink ko na lang din sa taas at saka sa description box sa baba. Pero yung adverbs of emphasis, pwede natin siya tingnan as ano yung level or antas ng pagiging tama o pagiging totoo ng isang bagay. Okay? Now, some examples would be, ito yung absolutely, actually, basically, figuratively, literally, technically, definitely, obviously, surprisingly, and utterly. Marami pang iba, pero ito yung mga kadarasang gamitin, kaya dito natin sisimulan yung ating discussion. Now, yung unang set muna yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon, pero before we do that, I just need to emphasize this. Ang general na paniniwala sa paggamit ng adverbs of emphasis is hanggat hindi ito kailangan, mas maganda kung hindi ito gamitin sa mga formal na mga sulatin. Ibig sabihin, if you're writing a research paper, something that you're going to be graded on, so kung ano kayong paper sa eskwelahan, o kaya corporate paper na kailangan i-submit or report, mas maganda if hindi natin gagamitin ito. Pero kung ito ay spoken, ibig sabihin, nagsasalita lang tayo sa ating mga kaibigan o nagpapaliwanag, sa totoo lang, ginagamit din siya as cues or markers ng thought. Ako personally, ang aking paborito ay actually. Okay? So I always use actually, especially if meron akong punto na gustong i-emphasize. Kaya nga adverbs of emphasis siya. Okay? Kaya kung kunwari, sasabihin natin, I'll give you an example, naririnig natin lagi yung fill upan mo yung form. Pero actually, mali ito. So kapag nagsasalita ako, nalagay ko yung actually kasi ang tendency ng nakikinig, yung tenga ng nakikinig kapag nakarinig siya ng any of these, nagiging parang trigger siya or cue or marker na yung susunod na sasabihin ay mahalaga. Okay? So they will pay more attention. Kaya nga, again, kapag deliberate yung paggamit at lalo na kung hindi naman ito formal, okay lang itong gamitin. Okay, now ang next na problem would be, alin ang gagamitin natin? So I will divide them into sets para mas maging hopefully malinaw yung ibig sabihin sa inyo. We're going to start with this. Anong pinagkaiba ng he actually had smoke coming out of his ears at ng he figuratively had smoke coming out of his ears? Okay? Now let's start with yung adverb na actually. Okay, yung actually, ginagamit natin if it is in fact or actual. Ibig sabihin ng totoo. Okay? So, 100% totoo. Kadalasan ginagamit natin siya kung merong madalas na paggamit or madalas na kaalaman or mas widespread na knowledge about a thing, pero iba yung totoo. So, this is what is actually true. Okay? Ito yung tunay at totoo. So, para siyang really. Okay? It really means this. Now, kung sasabihin natin, then, na he actually had smoke coming out of his ears, ibig sabihin nun, literal or nakikita natin na meron talagang lumalabas na usok sa kanyang mga tenga. Much like that picture right there. Okay? So, nakikita mo talaga may usok. Hindi pwede yung ini-imagine mo lang, hindi. Nakikita mo talaga siya. Okay? Now, ganun din for literally. Ang tamang paggamit ng literally as an adverb would be kapag ito ay nangyayari din in fact or actual. Kaya nga literal. Pag sinabi kasing literal or literal interpretation of things, anything that is literal, ibig sabihin, kung ano yung nakasulat or sinabi, yun talaga nangyari sa totoong buhay. So, pag sinabi na he's literally right there, ibig sabihin, nandyan talaga siya, as in kaharap mo talaga siya, maaabot mo siya. Nandyan siya sa tapat mo. Okay? So, pag sinabi din natin na he literally had smoke coming out of his ears, ganito rin ang itsura niyan. However, okay, may asterisk yung literally. Bakit? Kasi in recent years, sa slang na paggamit, ibig sabihin, hindi lang siya hindi formal, hindi rin siya tanggap na gamit pagdating sa common na pag-uusap, pero ito yung, kumbaga, nag-circulate kasi to online. May mga tinatawag tayong parang valley girl type of situation na sinasabi yung literally kapag hindi literal, okay? Parang pinalit na sila dun sa salitang ito, which is figuratively. Dapat pag sinabi natin na he's literally right there pero hindi naman siya nandoon, ang damang gamitin ay figuratively. Kasi ito yung kapag ito ay metaphorical or minsan exaggeration. So kapag hindi literal, we should use figuratively, not literally. Okay? So example, pag sinabi ko na he figuratively had smoke coming out of his ears, if titingnan niyo yung picture na yan, galit na galit din siya. Galit na galit siya, kasi yun naman talaga ibig sabihin pag sinasabi na he had smoke coming out of his ears eh. Parang, di ba, nagagalit na talaga siya na nararamdaman mo yung kung gaano katindi yung galit niya. Pero walang literal na usok na lumalabas. So figurative lang yung usok na lumalabas sa tenga niya. Parang ini-imagine mo kasi sobrang intense nung galit niya. Okay? So again, pag figuratively, wala kang nakikita. Okay? Hindi siya totoo. Literally, at actually, ibig sabihin, yun ang totoo. That's what is true. Yun ang fact. Okay? Now, paano naman kung ganito? You have, she was basically right. She was practically right. She was technically right. At she was absolutely right. May pagkakaiba ba itong apat na ito? Okay? Now again, common na error yung pagpapalit-palit ito, pero may maliliit na pagkakaiba yan. Isa-isahin natin. Magsimula tayo sa basically. Yung basically, ginagamit natin if it is right or it is true or na-accomplish na niya yung mga nasa checklist at a basic level. It fulfills the basic requirements, pero ito yung catch. Hindi siya comprehensive enough. Okay? So it's basically, pag sinabi natin na she was basically right, ibig sabihin, andun yung simulain. Ibig sabihin, andun na yung sagot eh. Parang tama na siya eh. Basically, kung tatanggalin natin yung mga trappings or yung mga maliliit na detalye, tama naman siya. Pero parang hindi ganap yung pagiging tama niya. Okay? So, ginagamit din natin yung basically kung ibababa natin yung explanation at a basic level. Okay? So, kung kunwari, sasabihin ko sa inyo, 12 times 11 is basically 12 times 10 plus 12 times 1. Okay? Ibig sabihin, pinadali natin kasi imbis na multiplying it by a 2-digit number, binreak down natin siya into 2 numbers na mas madaling i-multiply. Kasi nga naman, ang times 10, lalagyan mo lang ng 0 sa dulo. At yung times 1, siya lang din yun kasi identity property. Yun yung sinasabi natin basically. So, pag pinapasimple ko yung bagay, basically, it works like this. Okay? So, yun yung gamit ng basically. Yung practically naman, again, yung word there is practical. So, dalawang ibig sabihin yan. Una, nearly or almost. For example, pag sinabi ko na she was practically right, ibig sabihin, Kumbaga, isang pindot na lang or isang tulak na lang, parang nadaplisan niya naman yung sagot. She was practically right. However, hindi siya totally right. Ginagamit din natin siya if something happens in a practical sense or is true in a practical sense. For example, if I say na it practically isn't a good idea or it isn't a practically good idea, ang ibig sabihin nun ay it can work pero siguro masyadong mamahalin or masyadong malaki yung perang gagastusin. Hindi siya practical. Okay? Pero yung practically, ginagamit natin siya for something that is nearly or almost true. For example, if may tao na 7 feet and 11 inches ang height, I could say that he's practically a giant. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin ng practically a giant? Parang giant na siya or he's nearly a giant. Okay? Kasi sobrang tangkad na niya. Pero, hindi pa rin siya giant. Diba? He's just practically a giant. Parang giant siya or nearly or almost like a giant siya. Yung technically, okay, ang ugat na salita dyan yung technical, di ba? Pag sabi natin technical, kadalasan, it's because nagfa-follow siya sa isang technical na set ng rules, facts, or requirements. So, if something is technically right, if she was technically right, ibig sabihin, tama yung pagkakalagay niya ng apostrophe, tama naman yung sagot. However, again, hindi pa rin siya as comprehensive or as complete as possible. Technically, tama yung grammar, pero kung yung sinabi niya ay mali, even if the sentence was correct, di ba, mali pa rin yun. So again, may sliver pa rin na hindi siya saktong-sakto dun sa tamang sagot. So kapag tama siya according to rules or facts, it's technically right. Now, yung absolutely is different from all of them kasi yung absolutely, ito na papasok yung totally, okay, or utterly, completely, without room for doubt, 100% tama talaga siya. Pag sinabi natin na she was absolutely right, ibig sabihin perfect yung sagot niya down to the last centavo or last na decimal place. Talagang kumpleto siya. Absolutely right. Tamang-tama siya. Okay? Now, para mas madali nating ma-visualize to, ginawa ko ito. Okay? So again, this is something I made just to help you kind of have an idea kung paano gamitin itong mga salitang i-discuss natin today. Again, kulang pa to. May part 2 pa tayo. And if kailangan, magkaka-part 3 pa. Pero ito kasi yung madadalas gamitin. We're going to start with yung figuratively. Nilagay ko siya sa 0% kasi 0% na real siya or totoo. Figurative nga. Ibig sabihin, it's just a metaphor. It's just an exaggeration. Diba? So, 0% na absolutely true siya. Now, yung actually, 100% true. Yung literally, 100% true din. Ibig sabihin, pag sinabi natin, again, it's literally flooding, ibig sabihin, ngayon mismo may baha. And ganun din yung absolutely. Actually, yung absolutely medyo lagpas-lagpas pa kung pwede pang lumagpas sa 100%. Kasi nga, ang absolutely ay tama siya at tama rin siya lagi. Yun yung dating. Diba? It's absolutely right. Kahit ano pang idagdag ninyong kondisyon, it's still correct. Okay? Now, yung mga iba naman, yung technically, ilalagay natin just a little bit behind dun sa 100%. Kasi nga again, technically, as in according to the rules or to the law, it's correct or it's right. It's technically okay. Pero, di ba kung papasok na yung exceptions, papasok na tayo dun sa grace, medyo pwede natin, ibig sabihin, baliin pa ng kaunti yan. Basically, again, it's basically true or basically right. If it's basic lang at hindi absolutely, ibig sabihin, may something na nawala ng kaunti. Okay? Hindi man ganun ka-importante yung bagay na yon. If it's just basically like this, pinasimple natin eh. So, binaba natin yung standards. Yung practically, ganun din. Medyo inurong ko pa ng kaunti kasi yung practically nga, it's almost. So, definitely, hindi siya 100%. So, it's really behind it. Almost lang. Muntik lang. Okay? If you're practically like this, or practically a genius, di ba? You're practically a genius. Pero, kumbaga, yung IQ mo, 3 points behind ng qualifications sa genius. You're practically a genius, but you're not a genius. Okay? So, again, hindi pa rin siya 100%. Now, hopefully, etong line na to gives you a better understanding of this. At idadagdag ko na rin, yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, na ginagamit yung literally as a slang word or term, if you're talking about something na hindi literally nandoon. Okay, parang literally, parang gano'n lang yung tono, di ba? It's literally there, pero sa totoo lang hindi. Again, ang advice ko sa inyo, lalo na if you're trying to learn English as a second language, tapos mas professional yung setting, nasa corporate or magte-take kayo ng IELTS or anything like that, just don't use literally dun sa slang na gamit niya. Okay? Pero kung kunwari conversational kayo sa mga Amerikano at naririnig nyo ito, pwede naman sa tamang konteksto. Pero kung inaaral nyo pa lang yung language, ang tendency kasi minsan napagpapalit or nakakalimutan yung tunay na ibig sabihin ng word. So kung nandun kayo sa part na yon, huwag nyo na lang gamitin as a slang term or huwag nyo na lang gamitin yung literally to mean figuratively, gamitin nyo na lang yung figuratively. Okay? It makes you sound a little bit more professional. Okay? Yun na lang yung pag-uusapan natin here. And now it's time for your quick quiz. Again, ang gagawin niyo, you have 3 questions here. I'll flash them on the screen, give you some time to answer them. Pipili kayo kung anong adverb ang mas maganda out of the options na ipipresent. Alright? And if you're ready with your pen and paper, your timer starts now. Alright, let's see how you did. Alright, so ito yung unang question. Hailey caught the ball with her mouth in one try. She is good at catching balls. So, gaano siya ka-good at catching balls? Pag sinabi natin figuratively, ibig sabihin 0% or hindi totoo, pero nasalo niya yung bola eh. Ibig sabihin hindi figuratively yan. Technically, wala namang rules when it comes to being good at catching balls. So, doon na lang tayo sa letter C. Actually, she's actually good at catching balls. Kasi na-catch niya nga yung ball with her mouth in one try eh. So, she's really good at catching balls. She is actually good. Okay? Number 2, Eva had to crouch as low as possible to get inside the cave. She was blank crawling. Okay, so si Eva pala, by the way, is one of our channel members. So Eva, thank you for supporting the channel. And ginamit ko lang yung name niya as a shout out. So salamat sa iyo at of course, salamat sa iyong support. And dun sa question natin, ano ba yung tamang sagot? Now, kung she was literally crawling, ibalikan natin yung first sentence. Sabi lang, she had to crouch as low as possible. So naka-crouch siya. Pero hindi man sinabi na gumagapang siya eh. So, medyo masyadong stretch kung sasabihin natin literally. Kung she was absolutely crawling, lalo namang hindi. Kasi nag-crouch lang siya o yumuko lang siya eh. Diba? Binan niya yung knees niya, pero hindi naman siya nag-crawl on her all fours, no? So, ang mas magandang sagot dito would be practically. She was practically crawling. Kasi kapag nakayuko ka ng mababa, diba? Tapos naglalakad ka ng nakayuko, parang gumagapang ka na. Pero hindi ka gumagapang, parang lang. So, the best answer would be practically. Next, May Gwen. And May Gwen is also a channel member. So, salamat May Gwen sa support sa ating YouTube channel. Thank you for helping me make more videos. Sabi niya, May Gwen got the correct answer, but she wrote it in as an improper fraction instead of a mixed number, which was what the teacher said they should do. Okay, so ano nangyari? Nagsulat siya ng math na sagot, pero ang sinulat niya, improper fraction imbis na mixed number. Na kung naguguluhan kayo dun sa terms na yun ng fraction, ililink ko na lang din sa taas, sa i-button, lalo na if you're watching this and preparing for a test kasi laging lumalabas. Ililink ko na lang din doon. Pero ang ibig sabihin nito, tama yung nakuha niyang sagot pero mali yung form or yung pagkakasulat ng kanyang sagot. So, she was blank right, but she was blank wrong. Na ang best answer here, yun sa una, she was basically right. Okay? Kasi nandun yung basic na standards ng tamang sagot, pero she was technically wrong. She was basically right, kasi yung basic na number, value nung tamang sagot nandun, pero technically, mali siya. Technically wrong kasi hindi niya nga sinunod yung instruction or yung rules na binigay ng teacher. So, yan yung sagot sa ating third question. Basically and then, technically. Okay, I hope you got all of these correctly. If you didn't, that's okay. I'll be posting more questions on my Instagram account. So if you don't follow me yet, you can follow me at Laika Maravillo on Instagram for the new quick quiz questions that I post on my Instagram story. And if you want the bonus naman ng mga throwback quick quiz questions, you can follow me at Team Laika on Instagram. Doon din natin na-announce yung mga important na mga events na paparating at yung mga schedule ng release ng reviewers and books. And if you're on TikTok, you can follow me at Team Laika on TikTok for the educational content, math, English, logic videos, explainers, tips, tricks, and techniques. And at Laika Maribel naman para sa mga more personal stuff, motivational videos, tips, advice, mga skits din every now and then, and anything that I just want to post about my personal life. Alright? See you online. Alright, I hope you learned something today. If you did, click thumbs up. Make sure that you share this video with your friends na mag-exam din sila. That way, mas marami tayong matutulungan. And as always, if you want to reach out to me directly, get the reviewers that I need, join the online or live review events, you can go to www.facebook.com/teamlaika for more information. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that. Hit that bell icon para hindi niyo ma-miss yung mga paparating palang lessons. Marami pa tayong mga pag-uusapan soon. And as always, if you want to write a comment ng request ng topic na gusto niyo pag-usapan sa susunod, this was actually something na request niyo rin sa akin. You can write something dun sa comment section sa baba at ipipila natin yan. Alright? And as I always say, never stop learning. Aja, aja. Kaya niyan. See you in the next video and bye for now. Alright, thank you for watching till the end of the video. If you want another lesson, you can click right here to watch a new video. And if you want naman to watch yung mga live streaming sessions natin, deep dive sa mga topics, you can click right here dun sa ating isa pang channel, yung Learn with Laika, to watch those. Alright?